Good evening, how's everybody doing? It is time for week 4 of the Into the Light Cut It update for Destiny 2, and the Pantheon has now opened, as you can tell behind me as we are in the Golgoroth cellar for the first encounter of the Pantheon. But first, we're going to mix things up a little bit by changing how the order is done here. But remember, I'll be live over on Twitch this evening around 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Playing through Onslaught, and if my clan can get together, enough of my clan can get together, we will do a run of Pantheon. If not, there'll be a variety of videos spread out, of course, this week of my group doing Pantheon, one or multiple times. We will see how many times we can pull stuff together. But for now, let's first off dive into the weekly rotators for week 4, shall we? So bear with me. Alright. Coming up first in the Vanguard Strike playlist, the Grandmaster for this week is the Corrupted Nightfall, with the weapon being the Wild Style Grenade Launcher that came out this season. For those wondering on some roles for it, I will have a link to the Light GG page in the description below. Then for Gambit this week, it is double rank rewards, rank points. So if you're still trying to grind out either for the first sword, for the sword or the sword's ornament for this season, you can do that this week. And then over in Crucible, it is time for the Iron Banana for this week, as well as Clash and Showdown. For other things, you can do Hardware Supremacy if you so wish for Crucible Labs. And then for our weekly raid is over on the moon with Garden of Salvation. Our weekly dungeon is over on Southern Throw World, with it being Spire the Watcher, for those of you who still need to grab your bow. The exotic mission for this week is Presage, for those still trying to get that craftable weapon. The Lost Sector for the week is Lost Sector for today, don't forget that it will rotate daily, is over here in Alfion's Rest, alongside with Petrovenge, so you can not hard to miss. The Terminal Overload for the week over on Neptune will be here in Ishma Park for the week, with the current daily Vex being over here in Zephyr Concourse. Alright, now it is time to talk about some Pantheon. So, for those wondering, currently, the seal is live, is over here with titles Godslayer. There are, at this time, only 2 revealed triumphs. First being Extinction Averted, complete all encounters in Pantheon, Atrax Sovereign, Golgoroth encounter, the Caretaker, Macrocosm, and then finally Atrax 1. You will, as you can tell, you'll get the emblem, as well as 30 Spoils of Conquest. Then, Conquer the Crypt, complete all the encounters in the Pantheon, Atrax Sovereign with the highest score, same ones. I am currently not aware what the highest score is for the Triumph, but when you do complete it, you will get a Smite of Marin hollowed / adept weapon. And at this time, all the other Triumphs are labeled as Secret Triumph, so if you so wish, feel free to skip forward past this point, as I'll be going over the Triumphs that you can find on Light GG. If you would like to skip this, now's your chance. But for the rest of you who want to continue watching, see what they are, here you go. Let me pull up their page. Alright, starting off with, we have Checkmate, which will be next week's. Complete all encounters in the Pantheon, or Exalted, so Golgoroth, Caretaker, Macrocosm, Atrax, and then they're adding Oryx at the end of it. This one you'll get the Exalted Beyond Oryx emblem, and then, again, more Spoils of Conquest. The week after, it's Shadows Cast. Complete all encounters in Pantheon Rolk Indomitable. From Golgoroth to Caretaker, Cosm, Atrax, Oryx, and then adding in Rolk. On completion, you'll get the Rolk Subdued emblem, and then once again, more Spoils of Conquest. The final week of Pantheon, or the final addition to Pantheon is Deity Destroyed. Complete all encounters in Pantheon Nezarec Sublime. So Golgoroth, Caretaker, Cosm, Atrax, and then Oryx and Rolk. And then they're adding in the final week of it Riven of a Thousand Voices and Nezarec. And again, and just to point out, this week it is currently a +5 modifier on the Pantheon. Next will be a for Pantheon Oryx, it'll be a +10. For Rolk, it'll be a +15. And then lastly, with Nezarec, it'll be a +20, also known as Contest. So to do all these under Contest modifier, and then you'll get the Exalted Bow Nezarec emblem, as well as more Spoils Conquest. Next, we have the other triumphs for it, where you get, your adept weapons. First, we have Unseat the King. Complete all encounters with the highest score, and you'll get Quellum's Terminus hollowed. Next, you'll have complete all the Pantheon Rolk and Dominal with highest score, and you'll get the Insidious Adept, for those of you who want to get that. At the Zenith, complete Nezarec Sublime with the highest score, and you'll get Acacia's Dejection Adept. And then, lastly, Rising High, earn points across all encounters in the Pantheon. So, accumulate all these points, and you get to 1.5 million. You'll get a Zali's Bane hollowed hand cannon. And then lastly, Mountain's Peak, earn 3 million points across the Pantheon, and you'll get a Rufus's Fury Adept. Alright, so that is all the information we have on the Pantheon. So, for those wondering what all is entailed, again, I will be going over these over the course of the weeks as they drop for people who won't want to get spoiled. But for those who watch this video, you have a head start. Alright, so back to the game, and this is what the seal looks like. And for those wondering, this week there is a modifier. Oop, pushed one too many buttons. Over in Pantheon, it is currently Class Warfare. Using class abilities increases your fire team's damage output, reduces incoming damage while active. Alright. Next, for quests, we have the Divine Weaponry. Complete the Pantheon at any difficulty. Golgoroth Encounter, Caretaker, Macrocosm, and Atrax 1. This is step 1. Step 2 is to get an exotic weapon from our site before leaving the Pantheon, and then step 3 is to go talk to Shax. There is one more of these, Divine Weaponry 2. I'm not 100% sure when that will drop, but it will be the same thing. We also then have Howl at the Moon. Complete one of the objectives, defeat combatants with precision damage from hand cannons in the system. Bonus progression for precision final blows in Onslaught, or defeat Guardians using hand cannons, and only defeating 50. And then lastly, Blast from the Past. Rapidly defeat combatants using pulse rifles in the system. Bonus progress for rapid final blows in Onslaught, or once again, defeat Guardians or combatants using pulse rifle anywhere. And that will be for the Blast Furnace and for Luna's Howl. And then don't forget, with it being those being the final two, you can pick up, as long as you have it completed, I don't know where it is, the Superblack Shader that will drop this week once you get the Alpha and Omega keys from Shax and our site. For those wondering, this is what it looks like, at least on the armor I have, and by its name, it is Superblack. Alright. So that is that. Let's dive into the Eververse store for the week, starting off with the front page, as I usually do. Starting off, we have the Rim Shot emote from Splicer. For you who want to make jokes out there. We have the Great White Weapon Ornament for Hammerhead. Now that it's back. We have the Lattice Entrance Transmat Effect. Then we have the Aposmatism shader from Splicer as well. A nice bright orange if you want it. We then have the Princely Presence shader from Season of the Wish. very shiny. Depending on what armor sets you have, it could work or not. Now on the brightness page, we have the Destructive Wizard emote from Wish. Then we have the Samaritus Palms from Black Armory. This is for Warlock. We then have the Overcharged Ghost Shell from Seraph. The Pallbearer ship from Arrivals. Reminds me of the B-Wing from Star Wars. The Lone Howl vehicle from Splicer. Iridescent Death for Crimson. Then Infinity Door Projection from Splicer. For our flare, we have Bloody Tooth. It's not a bad shader. You can find the right armor sets for it to work with. We have the Copper Brand shader. The Boreal Char shader. And then the Cursed Azure shader from Plunder. Then we have the Corrupt Ether Transmact from Forsaken. The Harpy's Cry Transmit effect from Undying. And then lastly, the Dreaming Shimmer from Plunder. Alright, that is it for week 4. Again, I will be live over on Twitch. My link will be in the description below, where I'll be playing through Onslaught, and if I can get a group of my clan members together, we'll be doing a Pantheon run. If we won't be having any runs tonight, I will have Pantheon split across this week with my group as we can become available. Those will be separate videos over on YouTube with their own information, but hope you all have a wonderful week 4. Enjoy the Pantheon, and I will see you on the others next week. Bye, everybody.